Hi, I'm back. I'll be reading. I'll be reading chapter 10 of the Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix. Chap- Chapter 10. Luna Lovegood. Harry had a troubled night's sleep. His parents drove in and out of his dreams, never speaking. Miss Weasley sobbed over Kreache Potiphar's dead body, watched by Ron and Hermione, who were wearing crowns. And yet again Harry found himself walking down a corridor, ending in a locked door. He awoke up utterly with his skull prickling to find Ron already dressed and talking to him. Better hurry up, Mom's going ballistic. She says we are going to miss the train. There was a lot of commotion in the house. From what he heard as he dressed at top speed, Harry gathered that Fred and George had bewitched their trunks to fly downstairs to save the bother of carrying them, with the result that they had hurtled straight into Gingy and knocked her down 2 flights of stairs into the hall. Miss Black and Miss Weasley were both screaming at the top of their voices. Could have done her a serious injury, you idiot! Filthy half breeds filthy half-breeds, be smirching the house of my fathers. Hermione came hurrying into the room looking flustered, just as Harry was putting on his trainers. Hedwig was swaying on her shoulder, and she was carrying a squirming Crookshanks in her arms. Mom and Dad just sent Hedwig back. The hour fluttered obligingly over and perched on top of her cage. Are you ready yet? Nearly. Gingy, all right, Harry asked, shoving on his glasses. Miss Weasley's patched up ceremony, but now Mad Eye is complaining that we can't leave unless Sturgis Potmore is here. Otherwise, the guard will be one short. Guard, said Harry. We have to go to King's Cross with a guard. You have to go to King's Cross with a guard, Hermione corrected him. Why, said Harry irritably. I thought Voldemort was supposed to be lying low. Or are you telling me he's going to jump out from behind a dustbin to try and do me in? I don't know. It's just what Mad Eye says, said Hermione distractedly, looking at her watch. But if we don't leave soon, we are definitely going to miss the train. Will you lot get down here now, please? Miss Weasley bellowed, and Hermione jumped as though scolded, and hurried out at the room. Harry seized Hedwig, stuffed her unceremoniously into a cage, and set up downstairs after Hermione, dragging his trunk. Miss Black's portrait was howling with rage, but nobody was bothering to close the curtains over her. All the noise in the hall was bound to rouse her again anyway. Harry, you ought to come with me and Tonks, shouted Miss Weasley over the repeated screeches of mudbloods, scum, creatures of dirt. Leave your trunk and your owl. Aster's going to deal with the luggage. Oh, for heaven's sake, serious? Dumbledore said no. A bear-like black dog had appeared at Harry's side as Harry clambered over the various trunks cluttering the hall to get to Miss Weasley. Oh, honestly, said Miss Weasley despairingly. Well, on your own head be it. She wrenched open the front door and stepped out into the weak September night. Harry and the dog followed her. The door slammed behind them, and Miss Black's screeches were cut off instantly. Where's Tonks? Harry said, looking around as they went down the stone steps of number 12, which vanished the moment they reached the pavement. She's waiting for us just up here, said Miss Weasley stiffly, averting her eyes from the lopping black dog beside Harry. An old woman greeted them on the corner. She had tightly curled gray hair and wore a purple hat shaped like a pork pie. WOTCHER, Harry, she said, winking. Better hurry up, hadn't we, Molly? She added, checking her watch. I know, moaned Miss Weasley, lengthening her stride, but Mad Eye wanted to wait for STURGIS. If only Arthur could have got us cause for the ministry again, but Fudge wouldn't let him borrow so much as an empty ink bottle these days. How muggles can how muggles can how muggles can stand traveling without magic. But the great black dog gave a joyful bark and gamboled around them, snapping at pigeons and chasing his own tail. Harry couldn't help laughing. Sirius had been trapped inside for a very long time. As Weasley pursed her lips in an almost Aunt Petunia's way. It took them 20 minutes to reach King's Cross by foot, and nothing more eventful happened during that time than Sirius scaring a couple of cats for Harry's entertainment. Once inside the station, they lingered casually beside the barrier between platforms 9 and 10 until the coast was clear. Then each of them leaned against it and fell easily through onto platform 9 3/4, where the Hogwarts Express stood, belching sooty steam over a platform packed with departing students and their families. Harry inhaled the familiar smell and felt his spirit soar. He was really going back. I hope the others make it in time, said Miss Weasley anxiously, staring behind her at the wrought iron arch spanning the platform, through which new arrivals would come. Nice start, Harry, called a tall boy with dreadlocks. Thanks, Lee, said Harry, grinning as Sirius wagged his tail frantically. Oh, good, said Miss Weasley, sounding relieved. Here's Alf, here's ALASTOR with the luggage. Look, a porter's cap poured low over his mismatched eyes. Moody came limping through the archway, pushing a cart full of their trunks. Oh, okay, he muttered to Miss Weasley and talked. Don't think we were followed. Seconds later, Mr. Weasley emerged onto the platform with Ron and Hermione. They had almost unloaded Moody's luggage cart when Fred, George, and Ginny turned up with Lupin. No trouble, growled Moody. Nothing, said Lupin. I was still. Be reporting. STURGIS to Dumbledore, said Moody. That's the second time he's not turned up in a week, getting as unreliable as MUNDUNGUS. US. Well, look after yourself, said Lupin, shaking hands. All around, he reached Harry last and gave him a clap on the shoulder. You too, Harry. Be careful. Be careful, yeah. Keep your head down and your eyes peeled, said Moody, shaking Harry's hand too. And don't forget, all of you, careful what you put in writing. What you put in writing? If in doubt, don't put it in a letter at all. At all. It's it's been great meeting all of you, said Tonks, hugging Hermione and Gingy. We will see you soon, I expect. A warning whistle sounded. The students still on the platform started hurrying onto the train. Quick, quick, said Miss Weasley distractedly, hugging them at random and catching Harry twice. Right. Be good. If if you have forgotten anything, we will send it onto the train. Now hurry. For one brief moment, the great black dog reared onto its hind legs and placed its front paws on Harry's shoulders. But Miss Weasley shoved Harry away toward the train door, hissing, "For heaven's sake, act more like a dog, Sirius." "See you," Harry called out at the open window as the train began to move while Ron, Hermione, and Gingy waved beside him. The figures of Tonks, Lupin, Moody, and Mr. Ant and Miss Weasley swayed rapidly, but the black dog was pounding alongside the window, wagging its tail. Bored people on the platform were laughing to see it chasing the train, and then they turned the corner and Sirius was gone. "He shouldn't have come with us," said Hermione in a worried voice. "Oh, lighten up," said Ron. "He hasn't seen daylight for months, poor bloke." "Well," said Fred, clapping his hands together, can't stand around chatting all day. We have got business to discuss with Lee. See you later." And he and George disappeared down the corridor to the right. The train was gathering still more speed, so that the houses outside the window flashed past, and they swayed where they stood. "Shall we go and find a compartment then?" Harry asked Ron and Hermione. Ron and Hermione exchanged looks. Said Ron. Well, Ron and I are supposed to go into the prefect carriage," Hermione said awkwardly. Ron wasn't looking at Harry. He seemed to have become intensely interested in the fingernails on his left hand. "Oh," said Harry. "Right, fine. I don't think we will have to stay there all journey," said Hermione quickly. "Our letter said we just get instructions from the head boy and girl, and then patrol the quarters from time to time." "Fine," said Harry again. "Well, I might see you later then." "Yeah, definitely," said Ron, casting a shifty, anxious look at Harry. It's a pain having to go down there. I'd rather, but we have to. I am not enjoying it. I am not Percy," he finished defiantly. "I know you're not," said Harry, and he grinned. But as Hermione and Ron dragged their trunks, Crookshanks, and a caged pigwigging off toward the engine end of the train, Harry felt an odd sense of loss. He had never traveled on the Hogwarts Express without Ron. "Come on," Gingy told him. If we get a move on, we will be able to save them places. "Right," said Harry, picking up Hedwig's cage in one hand and the handle of his trunk in the other. They struggled off down the corridor, peering through the glass panel doors into the compartments they passed, which were all ready for Harry. Could not help noticing that a lot of people stared back at him with great interest, and that several of them nudged their neighbors and pointed him out. After he had met this behavior in 5 consecutive carriages, he remembered that the Daily Prophet had been telling its readers all summer what a lying show-off he was. He wondered dully whether the people, now staring and whispering, believed the stories. In the very last carriage they met Neville Longbottom, Harry's fellow fifth-year Gryffindor, his round face shining with the effort of pulling his trunk along, and maintaining a one-handed grip on his struggling toe, Trevor. Hi, Harry, he panted. Hi, Jenny. Everywhere's full. I can't find a seat. What are you talking about, said Gingy, who had squeezed past Neville to peer into the compartment behind him. There's room in this one. On, there's only Loony Loveglove in here. Never mumbled something about not wanting to disturb anyone. Don't be silly, said Jenny, laughing. She's all right. She slid the door open and pulled her trunk inside it. Harry and Neville followed. Hi, Looney, said Jenny. Is it okay if we take these seats? The girl beside the window looked up. She had straggly waist-length, dirty blonde hair, very pale eyebrows, and protuberant eyes that gave her a permanently surprised look. Harry knew at once why Neville had chosen to pass this compartment by. The girl gave off an aura of distant dudiness. Perhaps it was the fact that she had stuck her wand behind her left ear for safekeeping, or that she had chosen to wear a necklace of butterbeer caps, or that she was reading a magazine upside down. Upside down. Her eyes ranged over Neville and came to rest on Harry. She nodded. Thanks, said Gingy, smiling at her. Harry and Neville stowed the three trunks in Hedwig's cage in the luggage rack and sat down. The girl, Luna, watched them over her upside-down magazine, which was called The Quibbler. She did not seem to need to blink as much as normal humans. She stared and stared at Harry, who had taken the seat opposite her, and now wished he had not. Had a good summer, Luna? Gingy asked. Yes, said Luna dreamily, without taking her eyes off Harry. Yes, it was quite enjoyable, you know. You are Harry Potter, she added. I know I am, said Harry. Neville chuckled. Luna turned her pale eyes upon him instead. And I don't know who you are. You are. I'm nobody, said Neville hurriedly. No, you're not, said Gingy softly. Neville Longbottom, Luna Loveglove. Luna's in my ear, but in Ravenclaw. Wit beyond measure is man's greatest treasure, said Luna in a sing-song voice. She raised her upside-down magazine high enough to hide her face and fell silent. Harry and Neville looked at each other with their eyebrows raised. Gingy suppressed a giggle. The train rattled onward, speeding them out into open country. It was an odd, unsettled sort of day. One moment the carriage was full of sunlight, and the next they were passing beneath almondly gray clouds. Guess what I got for my birthday, said Neville. Another remember? Another. R-E-M-E-M-B-R-A out loud, said Harry, remembering the marble-like device Neville's grandmother had sent him, in an effort to improve his abnormal memory. No, said Neville. I could do with one though. I lost the old one years ago. No, look at this. He dug the hand. He dug the hand that was not keeping a firm grip on Trevor into his school bag, and after a little bit of rummaging, pulled out what appeared to be a small gray cactus in a pot, except that it was covered with what looked like boils rather than spines. M-I-M-B-U-L-U-S, M-I-M-B-L-E-T-O-N-I-A, he said proudly. Harry stared at the thing. It was pulsing slightly, giving it the rather sinister look of some disease internal organ. It's really will to never beaming. I don't know if there's one. There's one in the greenhouse at Hogwarts even. I can't wait to show it to Professor Sprout. My great uncle Algie got it for me in a Syria. I am going to see if can I can breathe from it. Harry knew that Neville's favorite subject was herbology, but for the life of him, he could not see what he would want with this stunted little plant. Does it all do anything? He asked. Loads of stuff, said Neville proudly. It's got an amazing defensive mechanism. Hold Trevor for me. He dumped the toad into Harry's lap and took a quill from his school bag. Luna Lovegood's popping eyes appeared over the top of her upside down magazine again, watching what Neville was doing. Neville held the MIMBULUS up to his eyes, his tongue between his teeth, chose his spot and gave the plant a soft prod with the tip of his quill. Liquid squirted from every boil on the plant. Thick, stinking, dark green jets of it. They hit the ceiling, the windows, and splattered Luna Lovegood's magazine Gingy, who had flung her arms up in front of her face just in time, merely looked as though she was wearing a slimy green hat. But Harry, whose hands had been busy preventing the escape of Trevor, received a faceful. It smelled like rancid maneuver. Neville, whose face and torso were also drenched, shook his head to get the worst out of his eyes. So, sorry, he gasped. I haven't tried that before. Didn't realize it would be quite so. Don't worry though, stink sap's not poisonous, he added nervously, as Harry spat a mouthful onto the floor. At that precise moment, the door of their compartment slid open. Oh, hello, Harry, said a nervous voice. Bad time? Harry wiped the lenses of his glasses with his Trevor-free hand. A very pretty girl with long, shiny, black hair was standing in the doorway, smiling at him. Cho Chang, the seeker on the Ravenclaw Quidditch team. Oh, hi, said Harry blankly. Said Cho. Well, just thought I'd say hello. Bye then. She closed the door again, rather pink in the face, and departed. Harry slumped back in his seat and groaned. He would have liked Cho to discover him sitting with a group of very cool people, laughing their heads off at a joke he had just told. He would not have chosen to be sitting with Neville and Loony Langua, clutching a toad and dipping in stink sap. Never mind, said Gingy breezily. Look, we can't get rid of all this easily. She pulled out her wand. SCOURGIFY. The stink sap vanished. Sorry, said Neville again, in a small voice. Ron and Hermione did not turn up for nearly an hour, by which time the food trolley had already gone by. Harry, Gingy, and Neville had finished the pumpkin pastries and were busy swapping chocolate frog cards when the compartment doors slid open, and they walked in, accompanied by Crookshanks and a shrilly hooting Pigwidgeon in his cage. I'm starving, said Ron, throwing Pigwidgeon next to Hedwig, grabbing a chocolate frog from Harry, and throwing himself into the seat next to him. He whipped open the wrapper, bit off the frog's head, and leaned back with his eyes closed as though he had a very exhausting morning. Well, there were two fifth year prefects from each house, said Hermione, looking thoroughly disappointed as she took her seat. Boy and girl from each, and guess who's is Slytherin perfect, said Ron, still with his eyes closed. Malfoy, replied Harry at once, his worst fear confirmed. Poor said Ron bitterly, stuffing the rest of the frog into his mouth and taking another, and that. Complete cow Pansy Parkinson, said Hermione viciously. How she got to be a prefect when she's the god, then a concussed 12. Who's Hufflepuff? Harry asked. Arnie, Macmillan, and Hannah, Abbott, so on, thickly, and Anthony Goldstein and Padmil for Ravenclaw, said Hermione. You went to your ball with Padmil, said a vague voice. Everyone turned to look at Luna Lovegood, who was gazing unblinkingly at Ron over the top of the quiver. He swallowed his mouth full of frog. Yeah, I know I did, he said, looking mildly surprised. She didn't enjoy it very much, Luna informed him. She doesn't think you treated her very well because you wouldn't dance with her. I don't think I have minded, she added thoughtfully. I don't like dancing very much. Very much. She retreated behind the quibbler again. Ron stared at the cover with his mouth hanging open for a few seconds, then looked around at Gingy for some kind of explanation. But Gingy had stuffed her knuckles in her mouth to stop herself giggling. Ron shook his head bemused, then checked his watch. We are supposed to patrol the quarters every so often, he told Harry and Neville, and we can give out punishments if people are misbehaving. I can't wait to get Crabby and Goyle for something. You're not supposed to abuse your position, Ron, said Hermione softly. Yeah, right, because Malfoy won't abuse it at all, said Ron sarcastically. So you are going to descend to his level? To his level? No, I am. No, I am just going to make sure I get his mates before he gets mine. For heaven's sake, Ron, I will make Goyle do lines. It will kill him. He hates writing, said Ron happily. He lowered his voice to Gargoyle's low grunt and, screwing up his face in a look of pained concentration, mind writing in midair. I must not look like a baboon's backside. Everyone laughed, but nobody laughed harder than Luna Lovegood. She let out a scream of mirth that caused Hedwig to wake up and flap her wings indignantly, and Crookshanks to leap up into the luggage rack, hissing. She laughed so hard that her magazine slipped out of her grasp, slid down her legs, and onto the floor. That was funny. Her prominent eyes swam with tears as she grasped for breath, staring at one utterly nonplussed. He looked around at the others, who were now laughing at the expression on Ron's face and at the ludicrously prolonged laughter of Luna Lovegood, who was walking backward and forward, clutching her sides. Are you taking the mickey? Said Ron, frowning at her baboon's backside, she choked, holding her lips. Everyone else was watching Luna laughing, but Harry, Glancing at the magazine on the floor, noticed something that made him dive for it. Upside down, it had been hard to tell what the picture on the front was, but Harry now realized it was a fairly bad cartoon of Cornelius Fudge. Harry only recognized him because of the lime green bowler hat. One of Fudge's hands was clenched around a bag of gold. The other hand was throttling a goblin. The cartoon was captured. How far will Fudge go to gain green gods? Beneath this were listed the titles of other articles the magazine. Inside the magazine, corruption in the Quidditch League. How the how the tornadoes are taking control. Secrets of the ancient ruins will be a Sirius Black, villain or victim. Can I look at this? Harry asked Luna eagerly. She nodded, still gazing at one, breathless with laughter. Harry opened the magazine and scanned the index. Until this moment, he had completely forgotten the magazine Kingsley had handed Mr. Weasley to give to Sirius. But it must have been this edition of The Quibbler. He found the page and turned excitedly to the article. This, too, was illustrated by a rather bad cartoon. In fact, Harry would not have known it was supposed to be Sirius if it hadn't been captured. Sirius was standing on a pile of human bones with his wand out. The headline on the article read Sirius Black, as he's painted notorious mass murderer or innocent singing sensation. Harry had to read this sentence several times before he was convinced that he had not misunderstood it. Since when had Sirius been a singing sensation? For 14 years, Sirius Black has been believed guilty of the mass murder of 12 innocent muggles and one wizard. Black's audacious escape from Azkaban 2 years ago has led to the widest manhunt ever conducted by the Ministry of Magic. None of us has ever questioned that he deserves to be recaptured and handed back to the Dementors. But does he? Startling new evidence has recently come to light that Sirius Black may not have committed the crimes for which he was sent to Azkaban. And to Azkaban. Hello.
What you doing?
Recording.
Oh, do you want me to go in there while you record?
You can if you want.
I don't want to interrupt your video.
Okay. For which he was sent to Azkaban. In fact, said Doris, Purkiss of 18, Acanthia Way, Little Norton. Black may not even have been present at the killings. What people don't realize is that Sirius Black is a false name, said Miss Purkiss. The man people believed to be Sirius Black is actually Stubby Boardman, lead singer of the popular singing group The Hobgoblins, who retired from public life after being struck in the air by a tune-up at a concert in Little Norton Church Hall nearly 15 years ago. I recognized him the moment I saw his picture in the paper. Now, Stubby couldn't possibly have committed those crimes because on the day in question, he happened to be enjoying a romantic candlelight dinner with me. I have written to the Minister of Magic and am expecting him to give Stubby Sirius a full pardon any day now. Harry finished reading and stared at the page in disbelief. Perhaps it was a joke, he thought. Perhaps the magazine often printed spoof items. He flicked back a few pages and found the piece on fudge. On Fudge. Cornelius Fudge, the Minister of Magic, denied that he had any plans to take over the running of the Wizarding Bank, Gringotts. When he was elected Minister of Magic 5 years ago, Fudge has always insisted that he wants nothing more than to cooperate peacefully with the guardians of our gold. Of our gold. But does he? Sources close to the minister have recently disclosed that Fudge's dearest ambition is to seize control of the goblin gold supplies and that he would not hesitate to use force if need be. It wouldn't be the first time either, said a ministry inside of Cornelius Goblin Crusher Fudge. That's what his friends call him. If you could hear him when he thinks no one's listening. Oh, he's always talking about the goblins he's had done in. He's had them drowned. He's had them dropped off buildings. He had them poisoned. He had them cooked in pies. Harry did not read any further. Fudge might have many thoughts, but Harry found it extremely hard to imagine imagining him ordering goblins to be cooked in pies. He flicked through the rest of the magazine. Pausing every few pages, he read an accusation that the TUTSHIIL Tornadoes were winning the Quidditch League by a combination of blackmail, illegal broom tampering, and torture. An interview with a wizard who claimed to have flown to the moon on a clean sweep 6 and brought back a bag of moon frogs to prove it, and an article on ancient ruins which at least explained why Luna had been reading the Quibbler upside down. According to the magazine, if you turn the ruins on their heads, they will reveal a spell to make your enemy's ears turn in your enemy's ears turn into KUMQUATS. In fact, compared to the rest of the articles in the Quibbler, the suggestion that Sirius might really be the lead singer of the Hobgoblins was quite sensational. Anything good in there? Asked Ron as Harry closed the magazine. Of course not, said Hermione seasonally, before Harry could answer the Quidditch rubbish. Everyone knows that. Excuse me, said Luna. Her voice had suddenly lost its dreamy quality. My father's the editor. Oh, said Hermione, looking embarrassed. Well, it's got some interesting. It's quite. I will have it back, thank you, said Luna coldly. And leaning forward, she snatched it out of Harry's hands. Riffling through it to page 57, she turned it resolutely upside down again and disappeared behind it, just as the compartment door opened for the third time. Harry looked around. He had expected this, but that did not make the sight of Draco Malfoy smirking at him from between his croons, Crabbe and Goyle, any more enjoyable. What, he said aggressively, before Malfoy could open his mouth. Manners, Potter, or I will have to give you a detention, drawled Malfoy. His sleek blonde hair and pointed chin were just like his father's. You see, I, unlike you, have been made a prefect, which means that I, unlike you, have the power to hand out punishments. Yeah, said Harry, but you, unlike me, are a GIT, so get out and leave us alone. Ron, Hermione, Gingy, and Neville laughed. Malfoy's lip curled. Tell me, how does it feel being second best to Weasley, Potter? He asked. Shut up, Malfoy, said Hermione sharply. I seem to have touched her nose, said Malfoy, smoking. Well, just watch yourself, Potter, because I will be dogging your footsteps in case you step out of line. You step out of line. Get out, said Hermione, standing up. Snickering, Malfoy gave Harry a last malicious look and departed, Crabbe and Goyle and bullying. In his wake, Hermione slammed the compartment door behind them and turned to look at Harry, who knew at once that she, like him, had registered what Malfoy had said and been and had been just as unnerved by it. Chuckles, another fox one, who had clearly noticed nothing. Harry could not talk freely in front of Neville and Luna. He exchanged another nervous look with Hermione, and then stared out at the window. He had thought Sirius coming with him to the station was a bit of a laugh, but suddenly it seemed reckless, if not downright dangerous. Hermione been right. Sirius should not have come. What if Mr. Malfoy had noticed the black dog and told Draco? What if he had deducted that the Weasleys, Luna, Tonks, and Moody knew where Sirius was hiding, or had Malfoy's use of the word dogging been a coincidence? The weather remained undecided as they traveled further and further north. Rain spattered the windows in a half-hearted way. Then the sun put in a febrile appearance. Before clouds drifted over it once more. When darkness fell and lamps came on inside the carriages, Luna rolled up the quibbler, put it carefully away in a bag, and took to staring at everyone in the compartment instead. Harry was sitting with his forehead pressed against the train window, trying to get a first distinct glimpse of Hogwarts. But it was a moonless night, and the rain-streaked window was grimy. We better change, said Hermione at last, and all of them opened their trunks with difficulty and pulled on their school robes. She and Ron pinned the perfect badges carefully to their chests. Harry saw Ron checking how we looked in the black window. At last the train began to slow down, and they heard the usual racket up and down it as everybody scrambled to get their luggage and pets assembled, ready for departure. Ron and Hermione were supposed to supervise all this. They disappeared from the carriage again, leaving Harry and the others to look after Crookshanks and Pigwidgeon. I'll carry that owl, if you like, said Luna to Harry, reaching out for Pigwidgeon as Neville stowed Trevor carefully in an inside pocket. Oh, thanks, said Harry, handing her the cage and hoisting Hedwig's more securely into his arms. They shuffled out of the compartment, feeling the first sting of the night air on their faces as they joined the crowd in the corridor. Slowly they moved toward the doors. Harry could smell the pine trees that lined the path down to the lake. He stepped down onto the platform and looked around, listening for the familiar call of "First years, over here, first years," but it did not come. Instead, a quite different voice, a brisk female one, was calling, "First years, line up, over here, please, all first years to me. A lantern came swinging toward Harry, and by its light he saw the prominent chin and severe haircut of Professor Groubblyplank, the witch who had taken over Hagrid's care, a magical creature's lessons for a while the previous year. Where's Hagrid? He said out loud. I don't know, said Gingy, but we better get out of the way. We're blocking the door. Oh yeah. He and Gingy became separated as they moved off along the platform and out through the station, jostled by the crowd. Harry squinted through the darkness for a glance of Hagrid. He had to be here. Harry had been relying on seeing Hagrid again. Had been one of the things to which he had been looking forward most. But there was no sign of him at all. He can't have left, Harry told himself as he shuffled slowly through a narrow doorway onto the road outside with the rest of the crowd. He's just got a cold or something. He looked around for Ron and Hermione, wanting to know what they thought about the reappearance of Professor Groubblyplank, but neither of them was anywhere near him, so he allowed himself to be shuttled forward onto the dark greenwashed road outside Hogsmeade Station. Here stood the 100 or so horseless stagecoaches that always took the students above first year up to the castle. Harry glanced quickly at them, turned away to keep a lookout for Ron and Hermione, then did a double take. The coaches were no longer horseless. There were creatures standing between the carriage shafts. If he had to give them a name, he supposed he would have called them horses. Though there was something reptilian about them too. They were completely fleshless, the black coats clinging to their skeletons, of which every bone was visible. Their heads were dragonish, and their pupilless eyes white and staring. Wings sprouted from each with a vast black leathery wings that looked as though they ought to belong to giant bats. Standing still and quiet in the gathering gloom, the creatures looked airy and sinister. Harry could not understand why the coaches were being pulled by this horrible horses when they were quite capable of moving along by themselves. "Where's Pig?" said Ron's voice right behind Harry. "That Luna girl was carrying him," said Harry, turning quickly, eagerly to consult Ron about Hagrid. "What do you reckon Hagrid is?" "I don't know," said Ron, sounding worried. "He better be okay." A short distance away, Draco Malfoy, followed by a small gang of ponies, including Crabbe Goyle and Pansy Parkinson, was pushing some timid-looking second years out of the way so that they could get a coach to themselves. Seconds later, Hermione emerged, panting from the crowd. Malfoy was being absolutely foul to a first year back there. "I swear I am going to report him. He's only had his badge 3 minutes and he's using it to bully people worse than ever was Crookshanks." "Gingy's got him," said Harry. "There she is." Gingy had just emerged from the crowd, clutching a squirming Crookshanks. "Thanks," said Hermione, relieving Gingy of the cat. "Come on, let's get a carriage together before they all fill up." "I haven't got Pig yet," Ron said, but Hermione was already heading off toward the nearest unoccupied coach. Harry remained behind with Ron. What are those things, do you reckon? He asked Ron, nodding at the horrible horses as the other students surged past them. What things? Those horse. Luna appeared. Luna appeared holding Pig Wiggins' cage in her arms. The teeny owl was twittering excitedly as usual. Here you are, she said. He's a sweet little owl, isn't he? Yeah, he's. All right, someone gruffly. Well, come on then, let's get in. What were you saying, Harry? I was saying, what are? What are? Those horses things, Harry said, as he, Ron, and Luna made for the carriage in which Hermione and Gingy were already sitting. What horse things? The horse things pulling the carriages, said Harry impatiently. They were, after all, about 3 feet from the nearest one. It was watching them with empty, wide eyes. Ron, however, gave Harry a perplexed look. What are you talking about? I'm talking about, look. Harry grabbed Ron's arm and wheeled him about so that he was face to face with the winged horse. Ron stared straight at it for a second, then looked back at Harry. What am I supposed to be looking at? At the there, between the straps harnessed to the coach. It's right there in front, but as Ron continued to look bemused, a strange thought occurred to Harry. Can't you see them? See what? Can't you see what's pulling the carriages? Ron looked seriously alarmed now. Are you feeling all right, Harry? Yeah. Harry felt utterly bewildered. The horse was there, in front of him, gleaming solidly in the dim light issuing from the station windows behind them, vapor rising from his nostrils in the chilly night air. Yet, unless Ron was faking, and it was a very feeble joke, if he was, Ron could not see it at all. Shall we get in then? Said Ron uncertainly, looking at Harry as though worried about him. About him, yeah, said Harry. Yeah. Go on. It's all right, said a dreamy voice from beside Harry as Ron vanished into the coach's dark interior. You were not going mad or anything. I can see them too. Can you? Said Harry desperately, turning to Luna. He could see the bad-winged horses reflected in her white silvery hair. Oh yes, Sir Luna. I have been able to see them ever since my first day here. They have always pulled the carriages. Don't worry. You are just as sane as I am. Smiling faintly, she climbed into the musty interior of the carriage. After one, not altogether reassured, Harry followed her. Okay, that's the end of chapter 10. Okay, bye.